We're here inside the vehicle, starting here. If we are going to use the liftgate a few times, what I usually recommend customers do, if you have two full loads, meaning 1,300-pound capacity and 1,300-pound capacity, I recommend starting the engine and leaving it running while you utilize it so you can either load or offload your vehicle. If you're only going to use it once or twice, then it's totally okay to leave the vehicle parked and turned off. Looking here, we have your breaker. So here we mount the breakers on the exterior of the seat in order to allow for easy access. That would be turned off. That would be turned on. And you can see it's actually embossed there with a small reset word there. And then sometimes you will have a kill switch either here or here. In this case, the customer did not request a kill switch. They're actually just happy with using the breaker to shut off all power to the liftgate when not in use. We'll take a look at the control panel now. And here we have the control panel mounted horizontally. In this case, the customer did not want it cut into the side of the van. They wanted it put into this black fender down here to avoid cutting into the metal here. You can see it has up, close, and down. Up and down, and then this is your tilt function. So before we actually get moving on the liftgate, we'll come over here and actually check our pin. This is our tilt lock pin. I've already pulled it out, but this will prevent the liftgate from tilting open in the event you have any catastrophic failures with your hoses. And then here on the side, you'll see this is a lock for use when we're unfolding the platform. So now that I have the tilt lock done, we'll come over here. We'll press close first, which is the center button, or open, and down. And as we can see, the liftgate will come down. It'll pause because I wasn't pressing firmly enough. Once it reaches the level that we'd like, we can walk over and we can pull this pin out, which is spring-loaded, and release it. That will allow us to take the handle of the liftgate and actually flip it over. Now that it's flipped over, we can go back to the controls, press down, and the gate will come down. And actually, if we watch the liftgate, you'll see one of the functions and features of this liftgate. Once it hits the ground, it'll start to auto tilt down. Now that it's auto tilt down, we can open the doors for the vehicle. Now that we've got the doors open, we'll come over to the hand control. This usually goes hooked down up top right there. This is an aftermarket hand control. This is an old stock model that we had here in the warehouse. And so we went ahead and gave the customer a good deal and then just put on an aftermarket hand control. The older series had 3 buttons, which allowed you to tilt while on the liftgate. They don't offer that anymore. It's now just a 2 button. You can request it, and it's something that will accommodate. But on the standard sale of the new gates, they only do up and down to avoid any safety issues of folding while you're using it. So when utilizing the liftgate, you're going to stand in this yellow box. You're going to press up. As you can see, it's going to tilt to level, and you're going to come straight up until you get here. And then when offloading and loading, you'll go ahead and flip over your deck extension or your transfer plate right there. And this is where you'll come up and down. So here we're pressing down on the control, coming down nice and slow until you hit the ground. And as you can see, it automatically tilts. These here are spring-loaded cart stops. So you'll use your heel or the tip of your boot if you got a boot. There you go. And now you can put on things that have wheels onto the platform without them rolling off. Same thing there. We're going to come right up and down. And I'll show you with a load what this looks like. I'm here with my cargo. Got a Lincoln Power MIG 256, a MIG welder, and I've got my MIG bottle of gas. This weighs 245 pounds, and this weighs about 40 pounds. So we'll put that together at 285. You can go ahead and guesstimate upwards of 300. And we're going to roll it on. You can see here, I've got the cart stops deployed because the cargo can actually roll over these, push them down, and then redeploy. Just make sure that you have the lock in the open position and not the lock position, because when it's in the lock position, it's going to lock down. And we're going to open that up. You can see it springs back. We want to lock it open. And we're going to push our cargo on. And as we can see, our cart stop grabs it just fine. Now that we've got our cargo secure, we'll grab our hand control again. We'll come over here. I'm going to grab onto this just for safety, and I'm going to press up. No need to tilt. As you can see, it's going to come up onto level on its own and bring us flush. Now, I'm going to pull in the cargo. And you can strap this down however it is that you're going to need. Stowing the hand control back, we'll stow it, we'll make sure everything's safe, and go from there. All right, I'm inside the van. I'm ready to go ahead and get my cargo out of the van. I'm going to position it in a manner to where it'll go ahead and line up with one of these cart stops. I'll pull it out and push it. So now that we have it in place where I want it, we're going to make sure that nothing is caught on the deck extension plate right there. And then make sure that's lined up to fall into the cart stops. We're going to press down. And as you can see, it's going to roll forward and it's going to hit our cart stop. So if we, for some reason, can't go ahead and get it off because of the weight or something like that, you can hold the hand control, push it up a little bit, and then step on it. In this case, remember our lock stuck open, so we can push it forward, lock it, and it'll come rolling down. Just make sure it's all the way down.
And that's the Dhollandia LSPZ. Contact our office for more info and pricing.